Hey friends, Justin here. Welcome back to my channel, Justin Talks Film. I thought we would kind of have a fun, chatty video tonight. I've been dealing with some kookiness I'll bring you up to speed on. I want to know about your autumn, what your Thanksgiving plans are. I've got a couple of items from Temu to show you. I bought a smartwatch from Temu and this old-timey radio. So I want to give you my thoughts about those. So that'll kind of be the fun part. But first, how have you guys been? How is your autumn, kind of shaking out? When the seasons change for me, it does affect my mood a little bit. I do get, down when it's gray and blah, blah, blah. But I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. I took a couple of days off Thanksgiving week around the holiday. A couple of years ago, it was just me for Thanksgiving, and so I had like an alternative meal where I had Korean barbecue. And so this year, I'm thinking about doing something out of the box too. What are you guys having for Thanksgiving meals if you've already planned? Are you cooking? Are you going to family? Or are you going out to eat? There's a restaurant that just opened a couple of blocks. As a matter of fact, it's really walking distance from my house. And the reviews are good, and that might end up being my Thanksgiving treat. But let me know what your plans are. But let me tell you about some of this kookiness because I need somebody to talk to about it. I guess it started during the pandemic. I had some trouble renewing my license or getting my license with Texas because all of the state offices were closed. I had started a job, and so I needed an ID pretty quickly to, complete like I-9 documents and that kind of stuff. And so California stepped in and saved the day and let me renew my California ID remotely. And so I was able to, fill out the documents. So I kind of left the driver's license, Texas driver's license alone, until it was necessary. Last week, I finally had my appointment. It's like 6 months in the making. Went through all the bureaucracy, the testing, the road test, paying all the fees, and finally got my Texas driver's license in the mail. And it felt like an accomplishment. It's been like years in the process. But, if you watch my last video, you know that this comes in like in an era of busyness. Like I'm in tons of meetings. I've had job interviews. I'm going through, kind of a transition. And so I haven't had the time, long story short, haven't had really the time to focus on the driver's license journey, So it came in the mail, and I had 2 job interviews the same day, so I really didn't have time to, kind of dwell on it. But I told myself, I said, after work, after the last interview, let's get out of the house. Let's take our mind off of all these meetings and stuff and take a cruise, cruise around. And so I did. I got in the car. I said, I'm going to stop at Smoothie King. Get myself a drink and just cruise. Long story short, I get out of the car to run into Smoothie King, grab the door handle, and pull the door handle completely off of the door, snapped in half. I couldn't even get out of the car. So driver's license comes this morning, snapped the door handle off of the car that afternoon. I was outdone. So Ixnay to Smoothie King, I drove directly to Honda. The guy was nice. took my car, told me he couldn't do anything that night, and that was fine. So I left it there. He sent me an estimate for like a couple $100. I said, hey, that's fine, signed off on it. Came home last night, wanted some sushi. I don't know, I wanted something different. And I ordered some sushi, walked over. It was about 81 degrees. You couldn't have asked for a better day. So I took a leisurely walk, had sushi last night. It was a really nice evening, after all. Today, I get a revised quote or estimate from the service center. $600 to replace the door handle. I mean, they've got me over a barrel. I can't even get into the car, and they've got it. So I signed off on it, and of course they find everything else wrong with the car and blah, 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 blah. So I have to fight to turn down all of these services. Long story short, I should have my, little car back tomorrow. But it's a mess. You think dealers have parts on hand. You think, that they're the efficiencies that you think of when you go to the dealer. It's not true, They didn't have the parts in place. I had another issue with my radio that I wanted them to look at. They couldn't figure it out. They threw their hands up on that. And I'm thinking, I should have just gone to an independent shop. They would have figured it out to get the service. And if I have to wait, for parts to ship and all of this anyway, I might as well save some money and go independent. What are your guys' rule of thumb? I know a lot of people are like loyal to dealerships. What do you do? What do you guys do? Do you stick with dealers, or are you ixnay dealers because they are highway robbers and you just do local, independent shops? For me, I think that's the way I'm leaning, going forward, because it really hasn't been a good experience. But anyway, through this period, I have really slowed down on my shopping. I really just haven't had the money to thrift and to shop online like I used to. But I kind of feel like I've kind of refined and gotten smarter with my shopping, and so I buy stuff that, I actually need. So I got a couple of stuff, and of course when I show you these items, they're like toys, so, things that I need. But it was on Temu, and I've, for years, I have wanted a smartwatch, but the cost is just prohibitive. It's such a luxury, it's such an additional item that you really don't need, that I could never justify, the pricing. And so on Temu, I bought this smartwatch for $13. Let me see if you can. Oh, the colors are just awful. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. But you can see there. And I have to tell you guys, I am really impressed by it. If you guys go on Temu, you will be able to identify, if you type in smartwatch, identify this particular body style. I think it was around $13. I can listen to, and I'm new to the smartwatch game, so I didn't know about any of these features. But there are speakers on the smartwatch where I can listen to YouTube videos. It has games. You can put photos on there. Different health, it tracks your sleep, your heart rate, your blood pressure. So many different things. And you can add new, apps and features to it. For it to be a knockoff or a very generic smartwatch, it really packs a punch. Right now it's not paired. I should have paired it before I jumped on to really show you all of the things, but like music, if you can see, heart rate, it's measuring, sleep, and on and on and on. Weather. Now I can't figure out how to get the weather off of Celsius. If anybody has one of these and can tell me how to move it over to Fahrenheit, I truly appreciate it. Let me see if I can get back. I added a calculator feature on there, but for $13, it's really, kind of blowing me away with the value. It was easy to pair with my device. And if I'm moving around the house or I'm cooking or I want to walk out on my balcony, I can continue to listen to, my videos. And that's a feature I was not even aware of. I haven't even yet taken a phone call through the watch or, text message or any of those kinds of features. But I mean, if you're interested in a smartwatch, I mean, give it a try. They've got every color. I got blue because it matches the tech that I have. I know this is showing up as probably black, but it's actually a deep, deep, deep navy blue. Another thing I had, I hate Bluetooth speakers. They're often out of battery, when I need to pair it with something. Long story short, I wanted a speaker that had a Bluetooth option, but also had a line-in option so that I could just go directly into phone audio and not have to worry about the pairing and which device was paired. And, sometimes it's just a headache for me. And I was on Temu and looking up an old vintage style radio. And these came up, and I just thought it was such a cute retro style, And I got it in a deep green color. And I don't know if you can see, it matches the wall behind me, so it matches my house. And it's got this is the volume knob, and you can skip a track. This is volume and skip that way. It's got USB in, power in, line in. I don't know what TF is. If anybody knows, they can share. I think this supports the bass, to give the sound a little bit of richness. But I think this was no more than $8 or $9, and decent sound quality. I use it when I take my showers. I put it on the counter, and let me see if I turn it on. Let me see if it's got any juice.
Bluetooth mode.
So right now, because the line isn't in, it's pairing for Bluetooth mode, and I don't want to blind anyone. So let me put that in.
Line in.
And so when you put a cord in the back, your aux cord, then it goes into a line in mode. But do you see how it lights up like an old-fashioned radio? Isn't that the cutest thing? And so if you're looking for a Bluetooth speaker that has, the line in features so that you can go directly to your phone, and it's got a little style to it too.
Power off.
I recommend it. Not today, but when I get around to it, what I'll do is I will find the links to those items for those who are interested, and I'll put them in the video description. But yeah, I wanted to share those things. I found some fun things on there, both under $15. And, it's not necessary to break the bank sometimes. Shop around and look. Temu has a lot of crap on there, but if you refine your search, if you look for certain things that really are quality, and things that you need, you can walk away with some steals or really good value. I am really, really impressed with the performance. And I mean, it has, when you tilt the watch, the face comes on, it knows when you're, ready to, when you're want to take a peek at it. I mean, it's, I've just never had a smartwatch, and so it's intuitive in ways that I wouldn't have expected for $13. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to jump on here and ramble and bring you into a little slice of my ADD brain and life. How's your fall going so far? Are you guys watching anything interesting on TV? I'm still making it through the fall of the House of Usher. That's probably the best thing I've watched lately. But what has kept your attention, lately? Five Nights at Freddy's has been out on Peacock now for a week or two. Anyone that has watched it at home, what was your opinion? If you remember, if you watched my review, I didn't have the best experience with Five Nights at Freddy's, so I'm interested to see, for people that watched it at home, if they enjoyed it, But anyway, I'm off. Enjoyed catching up with you guys as always. It's always too long, between our chatty conversations. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a comment, and please consider subscribing to my channel, Justin Talks Film, if you haven't already, for movie, TV, and chatty life-related content. And until our next chat, have a great night.